just determined to be the hero of Theo, aren't you?
He will stop him, and I will stop you! I'm a huntress.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. And today, we're diving into one of RWBY's most debated fights, Blake and Yang versus Adam Torres. This showdown was a crucial moment in Volume 6, but was their victory believable? Let's break down whether this win makes sense from both a combat and character perspectives.
Our woman, our queen, if she breathes, she's a god!
Since this fight aired, the fandom has been split on whether Blake and Yang's victory over Adam was earned or just convenient plotting. The core questions we need to answer are: did Blake and Yang realistically have the combat strength to defeat Adam? And how did Yang overcome her PTSD so effectively against the man who traumatized her in the first place?
Cause you freaking freaks just can't ever be quenched!
First, let's establish what we know about Adam Torres. This guy was positioned as a major threat from the beginning. Point 1. He sliced through a spider droid with one attack in the Black trailer. Point 2. He effortlessly defeated both Blake and Yang in Volume 3, severing Yang's arm. Point 3. He was a high-ranking White Fang leader feared by many. Point 4. His semblance, Moonslice, allowed him to absorb attacks and unleash a devastating counterattacks. Let's look at what Blake and Yang did between Volume 3 and 6. Adam was established as someone who could take on multiple skilled hunters without breaking a sweat. In Volume 3, he wasn't even challenged by Blake and Yang together. So what changed between then and the rematch in Volume 6?
何にも変わってねえな、お前は！何にも！
For Yang, Point 1, she trained with her father Tai Yang. Point 2, she learned to be measured in combat rather than relying on her semblance. Point 3, got a new robotic arm with some enhanced capabilities. Point 4, focused on emotional recovery. For Blake, Point 1, she spent time in Menagerie dealing mostly with political matters.
I don't think any of us would jump at the chance to point that out. So why are we letting Adam do it for us? By doing nothing and staying silent, we let others speak and act in our place. And if we're not proud of the choices they make,
Point 2, had some combat with White Fang members at Haven, but nothing suggesting a massive skill growth. Point 3, received no formal training that we saw on screen. While both characters certainly grew, neither had the kind of intense combat training that would typically justify such a dramatic power increase. There was no training montage showing them level up their skills to match someone who previously outclassed them completely. One of the most powerful elements of Yang's character arc was her PTSD after losing her arm to Adam. The show did a good job showing her trauma. Point 1, they showed her having flashbacks during combat. Point 2, they showed her having emotional breakdowns when reminded of the incident. Yet, in the final confrontation with Adam, Yang manages to overcome this trauma remarkably quickly. While she does have a moment of hesitation, she pushes through it without the kind of severe reaction we expect when facing your literal worst nightmare. Is this realistic? PTSD doesn't typically resolve so neatly, especially when directly confronting the source of your trauma. While character growth is important, the speed of Yang's recovery in the heat of battle feels convenient for the plot, rather than the true established psychological impact. The strongest argument in favor of their victory is their improved teamwork and strategy. In Volume 3, they fought Adam separately, with Yang charging in recklessly. But in Volume 6, they coordinated their attacks, avoided triggering Adam's semblance, used the environment to their advantage, and exploited Adam's increasingly unstable emotional state. This strategic approach does help explain how they could overcome a stronger opponent. Fighting smarter, not harder, is legitimately a way to win against a strong. Another factor working against Adam was his own psychological decline. He had lost his position in the White Fang. His obsession with Blake had become all-consuming. He was fighting emotionally rather than tactically. His identity had crumbled without his leadership role. The Adam they faced in Volume 6 was not the calculated control fighter from Volume 3, but a man unraveling at the seams. This decline in mental stability could reasonably translate to his decreased combat effectiveness. Point 3. A clear power scaling to make the victory feel earned. I think the thematic and narrative reasons for the victory were strong. This was about overcoming abuse, standing together against a manipulator, and Yang reclaiming her power. The emotional payoff was necessary for both character arcs. But, from a pure combat perspective, the show could have better established how they bridged the significant power gap shown in Volume 3. Perhaps showing more of their training, or having Adam clearly weakened by his psychological state, would have made the victory more believable. What do you guys think? Was Blake and Yang victory over Adam earned through character growth and strategy, or was it a case of plot convenience? Let me know your thoughts down below. Did you find their victory satisfying, or did it feel like the writers took a shortcut to give us the outcome they wanted? Let me know down below. Subscribe if you want. I'll see you guys later. Peace.